Okay, morning, I forgot and I have some other ID. So mark this ID. Let us start with here. We saw the Constitution. Key features of the Constitution we were seeing. We saw federalism is one of the Constitution feature of the Constitution. But in what are the federal? What are the constitutions? What are the key features of the Constitution? One is federalism we saw, and another one is very good parliamentary form of government. Then what are the features we saw? Fundamental rights. Very good. We saw fundamental rights. We were in fundamental rights actually. Okay, and see separation of powers, parliamentary form, and fundamental rights. ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ ನಾವು. Okay. Okay. Now fundamental rights ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ? How exactly it guards with ourselves and guards against the state ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. Okay. Now, moreover, the various minority communities, it also helps in like safeguarding minority communities. Like Dr. B.R. Ambedkar ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, there are twofold purpose. One is every citizen must be in position to claim those rights, and it must be binding upon every authority. Okay, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿಗೂ ಬೈಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. Now, in addition to fundamental rights, there is DPSPs, Directive Principles of State Policies. This was actually designed by the members of Constituent Assembly to ensure greater socio-economic reforms and to serve as guide due to the independent state, that is Indian state, to institute laws and policies that help reduce poverty of the masses. Are you understanding? DPSP is not enforceable, you guys know it, but DPSP was created so that it will create social and economic reforms. Following DPSP will create social and economic reforms, plus it is like a guide to the state, that is Indian political system. It is like a guide. That is important thing. Okay, now first we will analyze what is fundamental rights. What fundamental rights do you have? You have fundamental rights, right to equality. What is the article that you use for right to article? The fundamental right, what is the article that you use for right to equality? ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ article use ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು? Article 14. Okay, discriminated article 15. Okay, and see here, all persons must be equal before the law. We saw discriminated against, we saw 15. Then public places including grounds, hotels, and untouchability, article 17. Article 16, public grounds. Okay, 14 to 18. Very good, fine. Finally, what is article 18? It's not given here. This article 18 is not given. What is article 18? Abolishment of the article 18 is abolishment of all the what titles that is given by Britishers. Very good, fine. Now coming to right to freedom. Right to freedom includes your right to freedom of speech and expression, right to form associations, okay, right to move freely and reside in any part of the country, right to practice any profession and occupation and business, right against exploitation. Okay, Constitution prohibits human trafficking, forced labor, employment of the children under 14 years of age. Right to freedom of religion, Article 25 in the fine. It gives right to religious freedom. You can practice, you can profess, you can propagate their religion, okay, of the choice, but you cannot forcefully convert the religion. Next, right to constitutional remedies. Okay, right to constitutional remedies means if your fundamental rights is violated against, obviously you can go to court and you can file a petition that your fundamental rights is been compromised. Okay, ಇಷ್ಟು ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ. Fine. Now Obri, answer me, which fundamental rights are violated here? In the first case, if a 13-year-old child is working in the manufacturing of carpets, factory manufacturing of carpets, what right has been compromised here? Fundamental right?
Right against exploitation.
Compulsory education. Very good. Compulsory education ಎಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಸ್ನ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವ್ನು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ರಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್, ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ.
Right against exploitation.
Very good, Sachin. Okay. Try to understand here. If 13-year-old kid is working in a factory, doesn't mean that he is not going to school. Morning 10 to 4 he will go to school, and 4 o'clock evening he will start working. Logically think, Madi. You should answer logically. Fine. Right against exploitation is being compromised here. Okay. Next, if a politician in one state decides not to allow the laborers from other states of work in his states, Ilian idaito. If a politician in one state decides not to allow laborers from other state to work in his state, what is compromised here? Right to freedom. Okay, right to freedom is compromised. Then what is violated here?
Right to equality.
Very good. Equality based on region. Regionalism ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, if a group of people are not given permission to open Telugu medium school in Karnataka or Kerala, which rights? Sorry, I forgot to tell you. Cultural educational rights. Constitution
right.
that all minorities like religious or linguistic can set up their own educational institution in order to preserve, develop their own culture. Right to constitutional remedies. So constitutional and educational rights have been compromised here. Got it? So try to understand here, minorities andre not only religious minorities. Okay, here this right is speaking about linguistic minorities too. Say for example in Karnataka, okay, if many people like what type of Assamese or Manipuri speaking language people are very very less, so they are called minorities in Karnataka. Got it? Now these people rights are very important. Okay, now fifth important part, key feature of this constitution is secularism. Secular state is one state which does not officially promote any one religion. Okay, so here India is not promoting any state religion. It is not promoting neither Hinduism nor Muslim. Okay, so we are keeping ourselves away from the state. So that is why our is a secularistic country. Secularism is the fifth feature of our Indian constitution. Okay, now you now understand the ways in which countries often determines kinds of constitution. Countries history often kinds of history determines the constitution, or the constitution plays a crucial role in laying out ideals that would like all citizens of the country adhere to andre bele kodbeku. That means you must follow. Okay, so constitution plays a very important role. Okay, because you should follow the ideals of the constitution, right? The ideals must be in such a way that everybody or every citizen must adhere to, including the representatives that we elect to rule us. ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Just like in the game of football, change in the constitutive rules will affect the game. The Indian constitution has been amended over the years. Constitution change ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. Constitution has been amended over the years. Okay, to reflect new concerns of the polity, because changing time ಆದಾದಂಗೆ constitution change ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. Often a major change in the constitution means change in the fundamental nature of the country. Okay, so we saw this in case of Nepal. ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ನೇಪಾಳ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ನೀವು, ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೊನಾರ್ಕಿ, ಓಕೆ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಡೆಮೋಕ್ರಸಿ ಆದ್ರು ಅವರು. Okay, that is called fundamental nature of the constitution. Can we change the fundamental nature of our constitution? Can we change the fundamental nature of our constitution? No, we cannot change our fundamental nature of the constitution because basic structure cannot be changed, especially according to Keswananda Bharati case. Okay, so different features of the Indian constitution outlined above involve complicated ideas that are often not easy to grip. Don't worry too much about this moment. In the rest of the book, you will understand more about constitution. Fine. Okay. The above photo shows various important members of the Constituent Assembly. ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? They are signing the copy. Sign ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು. Okay. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru signing, the second Rajendra Prasad ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ sign ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Fine. They are all founding fathers of our constitution. Very important moment. Why does a democratic country need a constitution? Why do you think a democratic country need a constitution? This must be answered. ಮೇಲಿಂದ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ 8th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. 8th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದಾನೇ ನೀವು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ನ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಬರಿತಾ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇವೆನ್ಚುಯಲಿ, ಲೈಕ್ ಬರಿತಾ 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 ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ವಿಲ್ become better. Okay, so that's why I'm giving you the answer questions. Kindly read the answer for this. Okay, why does a democratic country needs constitution? Very important. Right. Next thing, we are not comparing constitution here. What is the difference who exercises executive power in the above constitution? No important. What would happen if there were restrictions on the power elected representatives? Okay, adella important illa, anta important illa. Okay, first question on the important. Okay, so we saw your first chapter successfully. We completed your first chapter. Now coming to the important part of second chapter, secularism. This is important for your GS paper 2, GS paper 1. GS paper 2 ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪೊಲಿಟಿ ಗವರ್ನೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. GS paper 1 ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. Imagine yourself a Hindu or a Muslim living in a part of USA. Imagine yourself USA idira, where Christian fundamentalism is very very powerful. Christians full powerful idare anta kade ನೀವು ಇದೀರಾ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Fine. You are a citizen of India ಅಲ್ಲಿ, you are a citizen of United States ಅಲ್ಲಿ, not Indian citizen. you are US citizen. Okay, ಆದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಮನೆಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. You are not given rent. Okay, ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಸೇ, ಬಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮನೆ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಯಾರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಫೈನ್. ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಫೀಲ್? ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಯು ಫೀಲ್? Discrimination. You feel discriminated against and you feel very bad. What is this, man? I am the citizen of this country and they are not giving me. You will feel very very angry. Okay, nim anger two terms al barutte. Your anger will turn into two sides. One is you might react by saying that Christians should get the same treatment in places. Christians should ide treatment agಬೇಕು ನೋಡು ಈ ತರ. Okay, they should also feel like Hindus and Muslims ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಅನ್ಕೋತೀರಾ ನೀವು. ಅಥವಾ or you might take the view that there should be justice for all. ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ತುಂಬಾ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡು you will think there must be justice for all and there must not be discrimination against ಅಂತ ಫೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. You will start fighting that against discrimination based on the religion. Okay, which one do you think is better? Whether to fight against this discrimination is better, or whether to fight against the religion that is been dominating is better? Obviously type 2 is very very better alwa. Fine, because that is where internal ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಕೂಡ ಥ್ರೆಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಆ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ಲಿಲ್ದಂಗೆ ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ರೈಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ವಿ ಸಾ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 7th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ NCERT ನಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ಬೇಕಾರೆ ಈ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಾವು ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿನೇ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ವಿ. ಫೈನ್. ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅನ್ಸಾರೀಸ್ who belong to the Muslim community were not being getting home rented anywhere in this country. ನಾವು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಕಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಮೈನಾರಿಟಿ ರೀಜನ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎರಡನೇ ಮಾತೇ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ discrimination in India, but again I am telling you, to achieve the fundamental rights or equality is about struggle. Okay, so history provides discrimination. Okay, ತುಂಬಾ examples of discrimination ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ history. Exclusion ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿನ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟಾಕ್ಬಿಡೋದು, you are not including them in any way anywhere. Persecution means showing atrocities on them, ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ದೌರ್ಜನ್ಯ ಮಾಡೋದು. Okay, on the grounds of religion. For example, the Jews persecuted in Hitler's Germany. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು, called Holocaust. 6 million Jews died. 6 million Jews ಸಾಯಿಸ್ತಾನೆ ಯಾರು? Adolf Hitler. Now, wherever Jewish state of Israel treats its own Muslim, however, Jewish state of Israel treats its own Muslim and Christian minorities quite badly. But ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇದೇ Jews or Jewish people in Israel are treating its Muslim as well as Christian minorities very badly. In Saudi Arabia, non-Muslims are not allowed to build temple. What it? Not allowed to build temple, church, nor can they gather in public places for prayers. Saudi Arabia, you cannot pray openly unless you are a Muslim. Okay. Now I think this stereotype has been broken, because I have heard in a recent news that they have agreed to open a temple in Saudi Arabia after Narendra Modi's visit. Recent current affairs update. Okay. But ಅದು full fledged finish ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಇಲ್ವೋ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಇನ್ನ ಅಪ್ಡೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. But anyways, but still countries have rules based on their religion. If all of the above examples, in all of the above examples, members of one religious community either persecute against one or discriminate against other members of religious community. These acts of discrimination takes place more easily when one religion is given official recognition by the state. See, not like Hindu like ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲೂ ಇದೆ, ಇಸ್ರೇಲಲ್ಲೂ ಇದೆ, ಸೌದಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, religious persecution, discrimination. But ಯಾವಾಗ state, that is the country itself, recognizes that this is the state religion. Say for example, ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದೂ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ರಿಲಿಜನ್ ಅಂತ ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತ ಅಟ್ರಾಸಿಟೀಸ್, ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಪರ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸೌದಿ ಅರೇಬಿಯಾ ಇಸ್ ಇಸ್ಲಾಂ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರು ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಲೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಸ್ರೇಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಓಪನ್ಲಿ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಜೂಯಿಶ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತಾನು ಅವರು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡೂ ಇಟ್, ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಯಾರಿಗೂ nobody wanted to be discriminated against because of their religion nor dominated by another religion. In India, can the state discriminate against citizens on the grounds of religion? I don't think no, because in India it cannot, because Article 25 gives fundamental right for every citizen. Second thing is our preamble clearly mentions about secularism. Then what is secularism? Secularism andre ಏನು? Fine. Fundamental rights that protects us against the state power are as well as against tyranny of the majority. Fundamental rights ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ? It is protecting against others also, it is protecting against state also. The Indian constitution allows the freedom to live by their religions. Every individuals are given freedom to live by the religions. ನಿಮ್ religion ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಬಿಲೀಫ್ಸ್ practices as they interpret this. Okay. In keeping with the idea of religious freedom for all, India also adopted strategy of separating the power of religion from power of state. Try to understand here, in India, Indian state, that is the political system, separate itself from the religion. Religion is separated from the state. Got it? So that is called as, this secularism is called as separation of religion from the state. Try to understand here. Secularism means separation of religion from the state. Okay, definition. Got it? Now I'll ask you one question. Any definition, any scientific definition. Okay, so what is thermometer? Thermometer andre ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ? What is thermometer? What is thermometer?
Instrument used to measure.
ಥರ್ಮೋಮೀಟರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು?
Sir, instrument measure to measure body temperature.
Don't you know what is thermometer? Tell me what is thermometer. ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ನೋಡೋಣ ಥರ್ಮೋಮೀಟರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಥರ್ಮೋಮೀಟರ್? ಸಂಗೀತ ರಾಥೋಡ್, ಓಕೆ. ಹೀಟ್ ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್, ಓಕೆ. ಅಚ್ಯುತ್, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಮೆಜರ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್, ಓಕೆ. ಟು ಚೆಕ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ಬಾಡಿ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕಲ್ ಥರ್ಮೋಮೀಟರ್, ನಾನು ಜನರಲ್ ಥರ್ಮೋಮೀಟರ್ ಕೇಳಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕಲ್ ಥರ್ಮೋಮೀಟರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಾಡಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ ಫೈನ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ಲಿ ರೈಟ್. ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಮೆಜರ್ ದ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಥರ್ಮೋಮೀಟರ್ ಅಂತ. ಥರ್ಮೋಮೀಟರ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಎರಡನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ? ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅನಲೈಸ್, ಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ಇದೆರಡು ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್? ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಒಂದು ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಎರಡನ್ನೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ try to read this definitions one time just for 30 seconds. I'll come back, just read it and tell me. ನಾನು ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ನಾವು ದಟ್ ಯಾಕೆ ನಾನು ಈ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಓದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಎರಡು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. Okay, let's see what definitions have you guys given. Okay, both says nature at present in the body and society. Sir, it checks out extreme religious issue because of diversity. Okay, secularism act as an instrument separate state. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಬರೆದಿರ. ನಾನು ಆ ಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್. ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಲಾಜಿಕ್ಸ್, ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಕುಶಾಲ್, ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ಲಿ ರೈಟ್. ಓಕೆ, very good Kushal, I really appreciate your logic understanding skill, very good analytical skill Kushal. It's absolutely right. Science has a particular definition. Science definition ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಲಿ ಜಿಯೋಗ್ರಫಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಲಿ, ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫೈನ್ಡ್ ದಟ್ ಸಿ thermometer means measuring temperature, that's it. Okay, an instrument used to measure temperature, that's it. Okay, so in India, do you think thermometer definition is different? In Pakistan, do you think thermometer definition thermometer is different? The definition of thermometer is different? Obviously not, definitely not. But secularism has different meaning, got it? Because Indian secularism is different, okay, whereas American secularism is different. Got it? So ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀರಾ. ಸರ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಮೆರಿಕನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್? ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. American secularism, America is also secularist state. Okay, secular state, and America always keep itself away from the state. The American state always keeps it away from religion. Even India also, but India will intervene in the religious matters also. Indian state will intervene in the religious matters whenever it is necessary. when it is necessary, whenever it thinks that the basic structure of the constitution is getting compromised, or some rights, that is fundamental rights, which is also the basic structure of the constitution, is getting to be violated, ಈ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ intervene ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Can anybody tell me the case which I'm speaking about where Indian state has intervened in the religious matter? Any cases? Do you remember? ನಿಮ್ ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕೆಲಸ ಇತ್ತು ಕೇಸಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? Where Indian secularism, very good, Rama Janmabhoomi case, Shabarimala case, okay, triple talaq case, very good. These are the main cases, okay, where as these religions or religious ambitions or religious you know stuffs have bought into the court. Okay, court is nothing but it's also part of state means a political system in part. Got it? Okay, so now see this drawing, very very important, very beautiful drawing given by a 6th standard kid, okay, which is depicting what it is depicting. See here, what is depicting? Hindu, Musalman, Christ, and another religion ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. I think ಸಿಖ್ ಇನ್ ಗುರುದ್ವಾರ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? I think ಗುರುದ್ವಾರ, if I'm not wrong. Fine. So this is showing the unity that Indian society has. Okay. So why is it important to separate religion from the state? ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ರಿಲಿಜನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಇಂದ? ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಇಂದ ರಿಲಿಜನ್ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, at that time what happens, you are not giving preference to one particular community. Okay, you are treating all these, see here, can you see all the community people as equal? Okay, the most important aspect of the secularism is separation of religion from the state power. This is important for the country to function democratically. Nodi, you are speaking about democracy. Democracy means what? People must select their representatives. People means who? All people. It is universal adult suffrage. Okay, so now the democracy must function. Country must function democratically means you must separate your state with religion. Okay, this is important. Almost all the countries of the world will have more than one religious group living them. Within these religious group, there are most likely to be one group that is in majority. Like in India, Hindus are in majority. If this majority religious group has access to state power, only if Hindus will come and have access to state power. ಜುಡಿಷಿಯರಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಬರೀ ಹಿಂದೂಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಫೈನ್. ಲೋಕಸಭಾದಲ್ಲೂ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದೂಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ರಾಜ್ಯಸಭಾದಲ್ಲೂ ಹೋಲ್ ಹಿಂದೂಸ್, ಆಲ್ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಂದೂಸ್, ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕುಡ್ ಕ್ವೈಟ್ okay, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, easily use this power and financial resources to discriminate against or persecute against other religions. ಬೇರೆ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಟ್ರಾಸಿಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ actually give preference to one particular religion. This tyranny of majority could result in discrimination, coercion, and sometimes even killing of the religious minorities. So some extension ಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, coercion in the sense ವಾದ ವಿವಾದಗಳು, ಓಕೆ, ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಮಿನಾರಿಟೀಸ್ಗೆ ಸಾಯಿಸೋ ತನಕನೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದೀವಿ. ಯು ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪೀಕ್, ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ಇದೇನಪ್ಪ NCERT ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಹಾರ್ಷ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಡಿ. NCERT ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರೂತ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಮೆನಿ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿನಾರಿಟೀಸ್ ಕೊಲೆಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಕುಡ್ ಕ್ವೈಟ್ easily prevent minorities from practicing the religion. They can stop practicing the religion. Our religion or practice ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ stop ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Okay, any form of domination based on religion is in violation of the rights that democratic society grants to each and every citizen irrespective of the religion. Okay, so obviously the rights that is given by the constitution is violated here. Therefore the tyranny of the majority and the violation of the fundamental rights that can result in one reason why it is important to separate state and religion in the democratic societies. Got it? The tyranny of the majority, tyranny andre attahasa, majority or attahasa ಮತ್ತೆ violation of the fundamental rights which will be resulted if you take one religion as a state religion. So that is why it is important to keep state and religion separately in democratic societies. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Why exactly state and religion must be separated? because majorities will dominate over minority groups and take their rights, right to follow the religion also, as well as their every rights, and discrimination will be done, and it will for an extent tumba extent ಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ discrimination will turns into coercion, and also many times there will be killing of the minority religions. So that is why, because of this tyranny of majority and violation of fundamental rights is happening, if you give preference for one religion ground or one religious, like community, what is happening here in democratic societies, you must separate state and religion. Another reason why you should separate state from religion is that we need to protect the freedom of individuals to exit from the religion and embrace another religion, or have freedom to interpret religious teachings differently. This is your article 25 to 28. ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ right to religious freedom define ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. This is clearly defined in your article 25, that is right to religious freedom. Right to religious freedom ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳಿರೋದು. I will show you. Yes, here this is okay. Here article 25, freedom of conscience and free profession, practice and propagation of religion. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆತ್ಮಸಾಕ್ಷಿಗೆ ತಕ್ಕಂಗೆ ನೀವು ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಯಾವ ರಿಲಿಜನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೂ ಇರಬಹುದು. ಇಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್, ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ಪ್ರೊಪಗೇಟ್, ಫೈನ್, ಕನ್ಷಿಯನ್ಸ್, ಆತ್ಮಸಾಕ್ಷಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್, ಇದೇನು ಹೇಳಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಇದರ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ. Try to understand here, this meaning is given here in this book. What is that? That is, every individual must be given, protect the freedom of individuals to exit from their religion, that is conscience. Okay, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆತ್ಮಸಾಕ್ಷಿಗೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಯಾಕೋ ಹಿಂದೂ ಆಗಿರಬಾರ್ದು, ನಾನು ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ಬುದ್ಧಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ದ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಲೀಡರ್ ಹೂ ಬಿಕೇಮ್ ಬುದ್ಧಿಸ್ಟ್ from Dalit community, chose Buddhist religion? Yarappa Dalit leader who chose Buddhist as his religion at the end?
Ambedkar.
Very good, fine. So Ambedkar ಅವರು Buddhist religion na choose ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. So now protect the freedom of individuals to exit from the religion. ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ, ಬೇರೆ ರಿಲಿಜನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಎಂಬ್ರೇಸ್ ಅನದರ್ ರಿಲಿಜನ್, ಬೇರೆ ರಿಲಿಜನ್ ಎಂಬ್ರೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ತನ್ನ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, fine. So he can interpret the religious teachings differently. They must have a that freedom. Okay, so to understand this point better, let us take a practice of untouchability. Okay, untouchability is banned under article 17 alva. So you might feel that you dislike this practice within Hinduism. You feel like illappa Hinduism la ninge untouchability ishta ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ, therefore you want to try and reform it. You change ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀಯ. If state power were in the hands of those Hindus, okay, ಯಾವ ಹಿಂದೂಸ್ ನಿನ್ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತವ್ರ ಕೈಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಪವರ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಹೂ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ಟಚಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂತವ್ರ ಕೈಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಡು ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಈಸಿಲಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ದಿಸ್? ಡು ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಈಸಿಲಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ದಿಸ್ untouchability? Definitely not. Even if you are part of dominant religious group, you may face a lot of resistance. ನೀನು ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಿನಗೆ ಅಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ನಿನ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕೋ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. Got it? So it is not so easy. Okay, these members who have control of the state power might say that there is only one interpretation of Hinduism. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟೇಷನ್ ಇರೋದು ಹಿಂದೂಯಿಸಮ್ದು, ಯು ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಟು ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರೆಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಬೈದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. Got it? So that is why freedom of interpretation ಕೊಟ್ಟು. ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಳಹರ್ಥ ಹುಡ್ಕೋದು, ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರೆಟ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ, ಫೈನ್. ಒಳಹರ್ಥ, ಓಕೆ, ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಭಗವಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಯಾರು ಯಾವುದಲ್ಲಿ? ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭಗವಂತ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾನೆ? ಸಿ, ನನ್ನ ಪಾದದಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀನು ಬೀಳು. ಓಕೆ, ನಿನಗೆ ಜಗತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಇರುವಂತ ಐಶ್ವರ್ಯ ಎಲ್ಲದು ನಿನಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿಯಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ. ಜನ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಕಂತಾರ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಒಂಥರ ಜನ, ಮುಟ್ಟಾಳ್ ಜನ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಕಂತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಓ ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಡೈಲಿ ದೇವ್ರ ಕಾಲಿಗೆ ಬೀಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಹರಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ತರ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತಾನೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತ ಇರೋನು, ಓಕೆ, ಭಗವಂತ ಹೇಳಿರೋದು ನನ್ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಕಟ್ಸಿ ನನ್ ಕಾಲಿಗೆ ಬೀಳು ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನೇನ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ ಈ ಧರ್ಮ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ರೈಟಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದ್ ಮಾಡು, ಒಳ್ಳೇದನ್ನ ಕೇಳು, ಫೈನ್, ಬಡವರಿಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡು, ನನ್ನ ಕಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಬೀಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಒಬ್ನ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಓ ಹೌದಾ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾರೆ ಜನ. ಆರ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್? ಸೊ ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟೇಷನ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್. Right. And that is what is given in the what your right to religious freedom. Okay. Now discuss in class. Can there be different views within the same religion? Obviously, one day religion has different idde irutte. Okay. So now ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕಾಂಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದ್ವಿ ನಾವೀಗ. ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ ನಾವು. ನೋಡಿ, ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಬುಕ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲಿ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ NCERT ಬುಕ್ಸ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್. ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ? ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾಂಡೇಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರ್. ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಇದು? ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಬಿ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್, ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ನಾವು? ವೇರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್?
Preamble, sir.
We have used it in preamble.
Preamble.
Obviously. Okay, according to the constitution, only a state, secular state can realize its objectives. ಏನು objectives realize ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? Okay, that one religious community does not dominate another. Some members do not dominate other members. State do not enforce any particular religion nor take away any religious freedom of individuals. ನೋಡಿ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೆ? ಒಂದು, no religious community can dominate on another religious community. Okay, some members do not dominate on the other members in the same religious community. That is inter-religious. ಇದು intra-religious domination ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಹಿಂದೂಯಿಸಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿನೇ ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರಾ-ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್. ಒನ್ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಡಾಮಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನೋದರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ? ಹಿಂದೂ, ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮ್ಸ್, ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್. ಹಿಂದೂಸ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಡಾಮಿನೇಟ್ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮ್ಸ್, ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಹಿಂದೂಯಿಸಮ್ ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಏನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ಸ್? ಲಿಂಗಾಯತ್ಸ್, ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣ್ಸ್. Brahmins cannot dominate Lingayats. Now, the state does not enforce any particular religion. Okay, state kuda, that is the country cannot impose you should follow, all should follow Hinduism anta helangilla. Fine. And neither it can take away religious freedom. Religious freedom nu kuda vapas kitkonangilla. This is Indian secularism. Okay, now Indian secularism heng work ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, so prevent ways to prevent domination. ಹೆಂಗ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? Fine. Let's see. First, it uses strategy of distancing itself. ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ. First of all, it uses strategy of distancing itself from religion. Indian state ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, religious ಇಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. How? It will not support any one religion. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ರಿಲಿಜಿಯನ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಲೋ ಎನಿ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ನೋಡಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಗಣಪತಿ ಹಬ್ಬನ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಮಸ್ ಡೇನ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಮಸ್ ಡೇ. ಸಿ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್ ನೋಡಿ. ಐ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೀ, ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಬೀಂಗ್ ಹಿಂದೂ, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಹಿಂದೂಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ours is a Christian school. We studied in Christian school, Saint John School. So we used to celebrate every year. We used to celebrate Christmas Day. Every year our school used to give holiday. I still remember, from 23rd of December till January 2nd. We used to celebrate it on 22nd or 23rd December. Celebrate ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ Christmas Day, and January 2nd we all used to gather for it. See, this is Indian secularism. Indian secularism is not opposing any religion. Indian secularism is embracing all the religion and respecting the other religion. While following your religion, you are also respecting other religion, and you are giving space to other people to celebrate their religion, to follow their religion. This is the beauty of Indian secularism. Okay, you can see secularism many ways, all the fields. Okay, in all places. In cricket match ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದು, cricket ಟೀಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಹಿಂದೂ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಫೈನ್. ಬಟ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಲೈಕ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಸೆರೆಮನಿ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. got it. Government cannot promote any of the religious ceremony. Fine. In even during morning prayers allu kuda ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. This is how it is actually separating itself from the okay religion. Second way ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ Indian secularism was to prevent above domination through the strategy of non-interference. This means in order to respect the sentiments of all religious and not interfere with the religious practices, states make certain exceptions for particular religious communities. Okay, certain exceptions ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ certain particular communities ಗೆ. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ exceptions? Say for example ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ನೋಡಿ, he is which community does he belongs to? He belongs to Sikh community. Okay, now this person is wearing helmet. Okay, but since this pagadi is actually a religious symbol of Sikh community, okay, they have been given respect so that ಇವನು ಹೆಲ್ಮೆಟ್ ಇಲ್ದಂಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೂ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಕೂಟರ್ ಮೇಲೆ. This person cannot be fined even though without wearing helmet if he goes in India, and because that is the type of respect gesture that the state is giving to Sikh community. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟೀಸ್ಗೂ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಲೀವೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ. got it? Indian like government. Fine. This is Indian secularism. Okay, fine. So we will continue with secularism tomorrow in the same class. We will see how SCSTs, that is scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, have been given reservations, and we see what is the like pledge that is taken by United States school children. Okay, so what type of secularism they follow and what type of secularism France follow. Okay, so that we saw, because comparing Indian constitution with other countries is your syllabus. That is why we'll see this and finish this chapter tomorrow. What is 8th standard NCERT ನನಗೆ ಅನ್ಸಿದ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ 3rd 4th tomorrow, day after tomorrow 5th 6th 7th 8th 9th 10th. Next week I think I assume that next week ಅಲ್ಲಿ 8th standard NCERT complete ಆಗೋಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, now from 27th we are entering 9th standard NCERT, which is very important thing. Okay, so I think yes, no, once completing this NCERT we will continue with polity classes. Okay, because polity classes again will be taken by your Kaushik sir also, right? So that must not actually overlap, so that is why I am stalling this. In 14 days he is going to start the classes, that's all. Okay, no religions dominate other religion. No one should dominate with the same religion. State does not stick on the particular religion. Very good. Tejaswini is making notes here on. Great, fine. Okay, let's meet tomorrow. I doubt I can take the classes evening current affairs classes, but anyways, if I take, I'll inform. Okay, thank you so much, or else I'll put the articles now and delete it. Thank you so much.
Bye, sir.